Hello, Dana Guitar Class. I hope everyone has had a great week and that they packed up their guitar and took it home for the weekend today. Today's play-along is going to be German Dance. I'm going to play through parts 1 through 3. Blues plays part 1, metal plays part 2, and jazz plays part 3. Some key things to know about this song are mainly that it's in 3/4 time and it's in the key of G. And what does that mean? It means that all of the Fs are sharp. So if you are in part 1 and you have to play an F appears on the staff, you're going to play the 2nd fret and not the 3rd fret. The 2nd fret is F sharp. If you play part 2 and you have to play an F, you're going to play the 4th fret. The 4th fret is F sharp. If you play part 3 and an F appears in the staff, you are going to play the 2nd fret of the low E string. That is an F sharp. So for part 1, you're going to play with your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 1st string for any Fs that occur in the song. If you're in part 2, you're going to play the 4th fret of the 4th string with your 4th finger for any Fs that appear in your part. And finally, if you are playing the bass part and you have an F, you're going to play the 2nd fret of the 6th string. That is an F sharp. So I'm going to jump right in. Pretty straightforward song. Here we go with part 1 for the blues group. My tempo is 80 beats per minute, and we're going to pick up on beat 3 of a 2-bar count-in. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's the whole thing. That second half has some interesting phrasing. It feels like sometimes the pauses shouldn't be as long as they are, or that the way the notes get emphasized is just a little anti-intuitive to the feel, but it makes it interesting. All right, I'm going to move on now to part 2. This is played by the metal group, and they're going to be playing a little more in the mid-range of the instrument. A lot more Ds, Gs, and Bs, and less Gs, Bs, and Es. Okay, now we're going to do part 2. It comes in just like part 1 on the beat 3 of the 2nd measure of a 2-bar count-in. At least that's what we'll do in the video here. And it's 80 beats per minute. We'll see how it goes. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there is part 2. It's a little unusual by itself. Hopefully having it to play along in this track will really help. I will admit that I had to do multiple takes because I got confused in the second part and I had an error in my chart that I put in the teleprompter. So that's all on me. Okay, part 3 is the bass part. And as usual, the bass is going to carry the tempo of the song. Make sure that you feel confident and comfortable in playing your part. Don't forget that you have F sharps only in this part, no F naturals. Going to play the 2nd fret of the 6th string with your 2nd finger. It opens up with an open D on beat 3 of the 2nd bar of a 2-bar count in. Everyone starts at the same time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. We rest. And we rest. 1, 2. Okay, that is another crazy part when you play it by itself. I really do think these videos are going to be a great help because you can read your part and play along, hear me playing it, and kind of hear the other parts in the background. All right, fantastic. I don't think I need to say any more. I think that'll take care of us for today. Have a great weekend. And practice your freaking guitar. It's really, okay, here's what's been with me all day. Someone asked me how to learn the notes that are below the staff. And mostly, I'll confess, I'm not a fantastic sight reader, but I can sight read. And I can sight read simply because I do it. And you have to sight read in order to get better at sight reading, to recognize those notes. There's a few things I can tell you about the notes below the staff, in particular the notes on the E string. The E string always deals with notes, at least from the 5th fret down, always deals with notes that have 3 ledger lines. The E is below the 3rd ledger line, and it looks like there's an E on top, or I don't know, I'm not any good at this, turning things around for the camera, but you get the idea. And then the F has its note on the 3rd line of the E string. Okay, I'm gonna correct myself. It doesn't involve 3 lines on all of them. And it kind of makes it look like an F, right? So if you took these 2 away, you have like an F there, right? I don't know. I don't know how you want to do it. And then for the G, it's below the 2nd line. So the E is below the 3rd line, the F is on the 3rd line, the G is below the 2nd line. You just frankly have to memorize those things. But furthermore, you need to know them on the guitar. And there are exercises you can do to help you learn the names of the notes on the guitar, but it involves repetition and practice. And I'm not going to say that it's boring, but anything that's repetitive can seem very tedious in the beginning until it becomes a bit of a sport. You get good at it and you can kind of fly through it. I may make a video that talks about learning notes on the fretboard. You have to kind of take it groups of notes at a time. You can't just sort of alphabetically decide, I'm going to do all the A's, then I'm going to do all the B's, then I'm going to do all the C's. You kind of need to skip around in a way that it sort of breaks you out of inadvertently playing a type of pattern that wouldn't advance the cause of knowing what the notes are. Okay, I think that'll take care of us for today. I don't even know if this bit's going to make it in the video. But yeah, I'm done. I'm kind of worn out. for whatever reason.